To start this video out, I want to start by giving credit to whom credit is due. If you are a man of God, which that's why this channel exists, is for the men of God. Women of God watch it too, that's okay. If you are a man of God and you don't drink or you don't get drunk, you have discipline with that, good for you. If you don't cuss, good for you. If you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't steal, good for you. Very good for you, man, all good things. If you are waiting to be intimate with a woman until marriage, good. If you're preserving yourself for marriage, good. You're abstaining, good. That's awesome, dude. If you know how to restrain yourself and you don't eat too much and you avoid gossip and you don't watch the dirty websites, or you're really trying to overcome that, good for you. Truly. But my tone is a little bit sarcastic, a little bit edgy, because I need you to understand something that the church doesn't teach, that your favorite Christian manhood author doesn't teach. But I'm going to tell it to you, okay? Because I've lived enough life and I clearly don't have the ordination where I have to stick to certain things, right? And I can tell you things. We talked about this in the Batman and Commissioner Gordon spiel a few videos ago. All of those things that I just mentioned, not cussing, not drinking, not sleeping around, not watching the dirty websites, not lying, not cheating, not breaking the law, being a good Christian boy, you really should do yes. I'm basically like that too. Like, I'm not perfect on everything, but I share that. So for those of you who are not doing that or not doing that, whatever, walking the straight and narrow, good for you. But those things don't turn her on. There's a lot of you who are watching this that are single as a Pringle, and you cannot attract the attention of the type of woman that you want. The type of woman that you want is not attractive to you. The type of women that you attract is not attractive to you. You can attract women, but they never seem to be hot. They never seem to turn you on. You do get attention from women, but it's always like, this is just not, I'm not attracted to her. And the ones that you are attracted to seem to have terrible choice in men, or they seem to go for men that are of a far lower caliber than you, with far lower standards than you, who treat women far worse than you would ever treat a woman, who are less pure, more vulgar, less stable. And you scratch your head and you wonder, why don't these women see me? Why don't they see me for who I am and want to be with me? I'm a good guy. I don't do any of these bad things that the other guys do. I'm going to treat her well. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to make her cry. I'm not going to cheat on her. I'm saving myself for marriage. Why is she with this guy? Why is she attracted to this guy? Okay, here's what you have to understand. Women, they do care about those things, and they'll tell you, what are you looking for in a man? And they'll list all those things off. They do care about those things, but those things are not what attracts them to a man. Okay? For those of you that are new here, a woman needs two types of things in a man, two metrics of attraction. She needs a man to raise babies with, but she also deeply desires a man to make babies with, okay? If you have questions about that, ask your parents. She wants a man who she wants to make babies with. That's where attraction comes from. There's a difference between being attracted to someone as a godly young woman and wanting to marry that person. There is a difference. A lot of young, godly Christian women, God bless them, they will entertain for far too long men who they are attracted to, but deep down inside they know they cannot marry, because he is the type of man that they do want to make babies with, but they could not see themselves raising babies with. And these are two different types of attraction. One is more about aggression and one is more about restraint. You see, when a woman gets pregnant, during pregnancy, postpartum as well, she's vulnerable, she's weak, she's out of commission. I mean, nowadays with office jobs and, maternity leave and all of these things, they're able to work around it a lot better. But biologically, they are wired to only settle down with a man who can help her raise the children. And not necessarily him doing all of the housework, even though she appreciates that. It's more about, can she feel safe to raise the kids while he goes off to work, to war, to whatever, knowing that he will come back, knowing that he's not going to leave her, knowing that he's going to provide and protect for her. She wants you to be stable so that she can raise babies with you, okay? But that's not actually a turn on for her. Do you see? That's not actually something that turns her on. She knows that she needs that, but that is not what turns her on. A woman is not turned on by your restraint. In other words, just because you don't cuss, don't lie, don't cheat, haven't had, marital relations before, just because you don't break the law, just because you don't make her cry, just because you are not mean to her, it's all great. And I'm serious. It's all great. Keep doing or not doing all that. But those are not what turn her on. She appreciates those things. And when she's 28, 29, 30, she's going to start appreciating those things a lot more. Okay? Or if she's a single mom, or if she's been through a really bad relationship, she's going to start appreciating those things a lot more. But they're still not going to be what gets that spark going. They're still not going to be what makes her turned on. Okay? And here's the rub. This is not how we are, boys. We are not this way. If we see a woman who is pure, who has saved herself for marriage, that is attractive. Fundamentally, that is a turn on. If you're a man seeking the Lord, if you're a man trying to follow God, it is attractive, not necessarily in a sort of sexy way, but in a, man, I'm just drawn, like, this is just so valuable to me. This is so precious to me, right? There's something beautiful about that. And women appreciate a man being pure, but they're not drawn to it the same way we are. As men, we are drawn to, oh, she doesn't drink. She doesn't cuss. Some of us would be okay with it if she did, but there's something that draws us to a woman's virtue, integrity, innocence. There's something that makes us want to cherish it, protect it, provide for it. There's something that makes us want to merge it with ourselves and imprint ourselves upon it and bear children with her, because she is a clean, whole vessel. There's something attractive about that in a woman. We care about her abstinence from sin even more than we care about what she does. We really don't care what she does. Works at McDonald's, that's fine. Career lady, hey, as long as it doesn't get in the way of the family, that's okay too. Artist, great. That's cute. We love that. Singer, great. Amazing. Oh, you are a childcare worker. Perfect. Great. We don't really care. We don't need her to have all these certain skill sets. I mean, communication is nice, right? But we're not looking for competency as much. We're looking for purity, innocence, unspottedness. Those things are attractive to us when we're trying to wife a girl up. Now, if we're not trying to wife a girl up at all, then, and we're just trying to hit it and quit it, then those things kind of take or leave. But when we're talking about who is a woman I want to spend the rest of my life with, we are attracted to the things that she doesn't do. Doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, doesn't cuss, doesn't sleep around, all of those don'ts are attractive to us as men. And I'm telling you, boys, she's not the same way. She appreciates those things about you, but the reason that she's not choosing you, and the reason she is choosing the bad boys, is because while she appreciates those things don't turn her on like that. Okay? The reason that she's entertaining these other guys over you and friend zoning you for a long time, maybe forever, maybe she marries this other guy and they get divorced later, or maybe she eventually comes around, guaranteed 28, 29 plus, and gives you a chance. Okay? But it's not because she's all of a sudden turned on by you, okay, in a new way. It's because as she ages, she just starts to prioritize the restraint and stability to raise babies with over the spark and the chemistry and the attraction to make babies with. She still cares about that and she still really wants that. But as she ages, the stability and restraint just becomes more important because her biological window starts to taper down and the types of attention she's getting from men starts to taper off. And as she matures, she starts to realize what's more important. Okay? That's why you have been sitting on the sidelines and you will continue to sit on the sidelines until maybe she rearranges her priorities in the future. But if you don't want to wait for that, then you have to understand what truly turns her on. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I personally would rather turn my woman on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather her be attracted to me. I would rather her want to make babies with me. I don't want her to be like, well, you know, I don't really feel it. I'm not attracted to him very much, but I'll give it a chance. You know, dating is such an issue. Now, I could name multiple accounts on Instagram, on YouTube, that they encourage that. They will tell women, hey, it's okay if you're not attracted at first. Give it a chance. Hey, some of y'all are just fine with that, honestly. Some dudes are A-okay with just give me a chance. I would rather not be him. I would rather be the guy that she wants to give her a chance. I would rather be the guy that she wants and doesn't have to convince herself and doesn't have to give herself time that she wants. You know what I'm saying? That shit, maybe y'all are fine with something else, but that's not my thing. That's never been my thing. So let's talk about it. If you want to be the type of man that she wants to make babies with, then you have to add aggression to your restraint, okay? All of the I don't do this, I don't do that, you know, abstaining, not sleeping around, not drinking, not smoking, not cussing, not drugs, not being mean, not flying off the handle, control of the temper, that's all restraint, okay? And it's all good, but it doesn't turn her on. Imagine restraint as the leash, okay? The restraint is the leash that attaches to something. Whatever that leash is attached to is the thing that she's going to be attracted to or not. And because modernity has made us all so soft as men, low testosterone, passive, not ambitious, distracted, jerking it, binge watching, playing video games, not pursuing things in real life. Just because you have restraint doesn't make you impressive anymore, okay? If I have this big strong chain of a leash, right? Imagine this like chain, a literal chain that I'm using to leash something. But the thing that I'm leashing is a little puppy. It's kind of weird, right? Like, is it a big deal that I have a chain to put as a leash on a puppy? No, it's not a big deal. I could use a piece of twine to restrain the puppy, right? The fact that I have a big old chain to restrain the puppy doesn't really speak to anything about the puppy because it's a puppy. It could be restrained by dental floss, okay? That is the position a lot of you are in. You have all this restraint. And again, congratulations, but it's not impressive because you're a puppy. Do you see? She's attracted to the dog. She's attracted to the lion. She's attracted to the man with fangs and a bite and a growl and danger, which is why she hates herself for going for the bad boys. She knows deep down inside somewhere, oh, like, I can't really be with this guy. I really shouldn't marry this guy. I probably shouldn't really be even entertaining this guy, but why am I so attracted to him and I'm not attracted to Cody from church? She hates that about herself, bro. Trust me, if she could be attracted to Cody, she would be. She would love to be attracted to Cody, but she can't convince herself to do it. Some women do. Some women give it time. Some women let it grow over time and convince themselves to like the guy that they really don't because he just isn't mean to her like the first guy was. Okay? And they can genuinely marry him sometimes, okay? If that sounds like a nightmare to you to be that guy though, then you need to understand that your restraint is not enough. There has to be a dog on the other end of that leash. And that dog is the masculine instinct. It's the Han Solo. It's the shoot first, ask questions later. It's the take a risk. It's the draw outside the lines. It's a I'm not going to comply with XYZ thing. I'm not going to get the hokey pokey, the Fauci ouchie. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not going to listen to the news. I'm not going to eat the slop. I'm not going to follow the narrative, not because I'm just disagreeable, but because I have my own opinion. I'm not going to submit to the status quo, right? And what does that produce? It produces the motorcycle riders, the criminals, the tatted up, self-expressive bad boys. They all fall in line with that too. Guess who else was in that camp? Jesus. Jesus didn't submit to all the norms, right? He didn't fit in church of the day, okay? There's a lot of pasty, soft, Pillsbury doughboy, happy, slappy, nice guy, fuddy-duddy boys in church. The hey, how you doing? Here, take a bulletin, come to coffee and donut Bible study where it's a sterile, super bright room and, you know, we say a prayer and we talk about the Bible and then we leave. And it's good, but it's not raw. There's no primal, aggressive masculinity because we've suppressed it in this culture. And by the way, this is very new and it's very Western. We don't have this issue in South America. We don't have this issue in Africa. We don't have this issue in Russia. Okay? Men can be men in those places. And the women understand, hey, I really do appreciate a good leash, but I also really appreciate a big dog, a strong dog. Okay? She doesn't need the mini golden doodle type man that exists in most churches today. The point is, bro, is she cares about your moral restraint, but that's not what turns her on. What turns her on is the dog, the masculine, confident dog that God has put in the heart of every man. It does exist in you. But a lot of us have learned to suppress it out of fear of evil. I'm afraid if I let this dog out, he's going to bite somebody or he's going to get me in trouble. And sometimes he does, and sometimes he will. But look how well it works for the bad boys. The women complain, they say men are dogs. We are. You have to learn to put the dog on a leash. That's the trick. Do you need to be a dog that has no restraint and runs wild? No, obviously not. But, and I need you to hear me, the dog that lets himself be a dog, with or without a leash, will get more women interested in him than a dog who keeps himself in the cage, withers the masculine instinct over time, suppresses his instinct over time, is always afraid of messing up, is always afraid of sinning, is always afraid of being evil. He's afraid, and he stays in the cage because in the cage he can't mess anything up. In the cage he can't hurt anybody. In the cage he can't get hurt because he's safe, because the cage protects him. All true. So if you stay in the cage, bro, it's not that big of a deal that you have all this restraint. What are you even restraining? The masculine instinct that you should have had, that should have been being cultivated and flexed and used in the world, has withered away to this little mini golden doodle of a dog, this cute little lap dog that maybe one day a woman will want to bring into her life and appreciate how restrained and safe and comfortable you make her feel. But that little mini golden doodle can't turn her on, bro. I hate to tell you. I honestly don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm proud of you boys. I'm glad that you have moral restraint. It's good. And you should keep having restraint. But you got to let the dog out, bro. If you need help with that, you guys know where to find me. I used to be over-restrained myself. Well, not over-restrained. I used to not be in touch with my masculine instinct. There was a time where I was not in touch with it. I am in touch with it now. And I have seen on multiple occasions the positive results of that with women, okay? So have my clients. If you need help, if you're like, hey, this is sounding right, another podcast won't fix it, bro. Another YouTube video won't fix it. You don't need more knowledge. You need a deep application, a deep identity shift that allows you to let that dog out in a healthy way. Not in the way of the world, in the way of Myron Gaines, Rich Cooper, any of these other red pill morons. You need to let it out the way God intended it to be let out, with the restraint that he provides and from a place of confident, Christ-centered identity. When you can do all of those things in unison, that is when the godly and super attractive type of woman that you have been looking for will be attracted to you, because you will then be the type of man that she wants to raise babies with, but also make babies with. That's the thing you've been missing, bro. If you want to book a free consultation call with me, I will not sales pitch you. It will be completely free. There's a link in the description below. Also, shoot me a DM on Instagram with the word catalyst if you want to chat. Do it, man. Become my next testimonial. All right. I can't guarantee that you're going to find a wife the week after we start working together. That'd be stupid. But what I can guarantee is you're going to walk with a confidence and an assurance and a masculinity that you never have before. And you're going to start noticing more attention from women than you ever have before. And that will put you in a position where you can find that woman that you've been searching for, 100%. This is For the Boys, episode 46. Y'all take care.